This is my first live video on KJ's Spiritual Astrology. So this is my first one here. My first live. I tried to do it days ago and I think I just had to hit a couple more buttons to make it work. And tonight I was able to go live. So I have the Empaths Oracle, and I have the Adventure Tarot. Alright, and so I've pulled this card. It says Alchemizing Confusion into Clarity. And I have this one. Realizing empathy is a re-evolution. Okay, so yeah, I mean, owning that empathetic part of you is actually empowering, because people just think empaths are crazy, I guess. You know what I mean? We have experiencing the reality of change. Okay, so with me, I'm owning the empathy. I'm owning that I had empathy for a lot of people, and it wasn't always empowering in the past. And now, as I go into the future, I'm trying to have a positive view of empathy and not a negative one, as we tend to, I guess, demonize empaths and our empathy, and we see it as a negative trait. And really, if it's empowering and it helps you and others, then empathy becomes a positive trait. If empathy is unempowering and not helpful towards anyone, then you have to think about how you're going about things. Because ultimately, we want to have positive experiences around being empathetic and caring about the people around us. I mean, we're here with other humans, so let's be human, let's be kind. We've got the Guide of Cups. We've got the Eight of Wands. Thank you for joining me. This is my first live on this channel, as I didn't have enough people on my subscriber list until just recently. So this is my first time live on this channel. I've got the Five of Swords. Again, I've got the Adventure Tarot tonight. I have the Two of Pentacles. I'm really impressed by the amount of people that are on here with me tonight. Thank you guys so much. We've got the Four of Swords. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so what does that mean exactly? Okay, with the Guide of Cups, we're letting go of savior mentality. That ties in with the empath cards, I think. So yeah, you let go of savior mentality and you work on better boundaries. I mean, know where to draw the line, know where, you know, you've gone too far. I mean, self-care is not a luxury. It's essential. It's part of your spiritual maintenance. It's part of what you need as a human. you know, to know where to draw the line, where the boundaries should be. I mean, let's not believe that trying to be a nice person, a decent person, is a bad thing. Trying to be kind-hearted, loving, empathetic, let's not think that those are wrong. It's not wrong to be a caring human, you know what I mean? But we have to know our boundaries, we have to know our limits, and learning how to protect ourselves is a big deal. So with the Eight of Wands, we're looking at the efforts that you're making and going with the flow. You want things to be easier. You want things to be in the flow, you know what I mean? If you're going against the current, you might be going about things wrong. You want to go with the flow and you know, ride the waves the right way. I mean, we got to go with the flow. We got to go about our business the right way, you know what I mean? We've got the Five of Swords. In here we let go of shame. The idea is to let go of shame. And we care more about self-love. Don't be ashamed that you care about yourself. We have to care about ourselves. It's part of being balanced in relationships. If we don't care about ourselves, I mean, how much are other people going to care about us? I mean, we do have to learn some lessons there. With the Two of Pentacles, we're letting go of being rigid. We're not always better when we're rigid. We're locked into rigid routines. We can be better off as we're more flexible, as we have a work-life balance. I mean, we don't have to work all the time. I mean, if you know you're working 5 days a week, or you're working you know, 4 long days and 2 short days, you know, I mean, you'll have time to, you know, do the self-care, to take care of yourself, to do what's necessary and needed for yourself. With the Four of Swords, you let go of false beliefs. Like, if you believe you can't take a time out, you don't have time. I mean, really? I mean, it could be a false belief just to believe that you have no time to do the things you enjoy, that nurture your spirit, that nurture you. So, we've also got the Ten of Swords here. Okay. The Ten of Swords is about letting go of intellectualizing things. I mean, you know, we put a lot of thought into things, labeling things, but you want to integrate the lessons. So if you're like overdoing it with, you know, if you're overthinking things, you're better off stopping, Yeah, I mean, you know, we could try to aim to be resilient, but I mean, we don't always have it 100% together, and that's totally fine. That's totally perfectly human behavior to just not be perfect. Okay, so I'll throw a couple angel cards down. I can't believe I'm actually live on this channel. You guys are awesome. I finally got this channel up to over 50 now. Here we have the angel card plan. Following a long-term plan is best. We got a declutter. Okay, here we have grounding. And we've got creativity and joy. All right, so I'll read those messages and I'll finish the reading. Don't take the hurt and the pain and the bad circumstances, you know, too seriously sometimes. I mean, as far as like changing your belief in yourself as a result to hardship, I mean, that's not good. So you have to really put things into perspective. I mean, overthinking things sometimes is harmful, you know what I mean? Here we have decluttering. I am surrounded only but by what I need and I love. So, I mean, we can take care of the clutter a little at a time, get rid of things little by little to create space towards whatever it is you're doing next. You want to have space in your world to bring more in. Following a long-term plan will help me to achieve my life's purpose. To make the most of this moment of inspiration and angel guidance, plan your days so as to reach maximum efficiency. This is a powerful time for you and you are capable of achieving a lot. Without a plan, you risk wasting precious time. I mean, planning your time is a big deal. The more you have to do, the more you need that time. And here we've got the grounding card. I am steady and grounded. Your attention is directed up too high as if you're not in your body. A balance is needed between a focus on spirit and a focus on earth. Grounding will help you to better concentrate and focus, and will also increase your connections to the angels. So, I mean, if you need to take a walk, plan for that. You know, get that walk in. Creativity. Divine inspiration strikes at the most wonderful times. The angels remind you that the more you believe in your abilities and let your creativity impulses out, the better artist you become. You start to feel more alive and powerful as you allow new wonderful ideas into your mind. And we have joy. The more we try to be joyful and happy, the more positive our life can become. When I feel happy, I manifest more reasons to be happy. This angel reminds you that when we choose happy thoughts and set intentions to live joyfully, we are setting ourselves up for success and contentment in all areas of our lives. Okay, so, I mean, basically, we don't have to fix everything for everyone. We can go with the flow. We can focus on our own life without shame. We can have that work-life balance. We can let go of beliefs that are not serving us, like believing we don't have time is negative in the sense that we need time for that work-life balance. With the Ten of Swords, it's like let go of all those disappointments. Okay, and then I'm just going to read these empath cards one more time. We've got realizing empathy is a re-evolution. So basically, empathy is a good thing, and trying to let go of empathy because you had bad experience is not the answer. So we get back into believing that empathy is a good thing and it's helping the world if we're using those tools in the right way. Alchemizing confusion into clarity. Okay, I will read that one. Okay, alchemizing, that's like another word for magic or manifestation. So, no, I'm in the wrong area here. I'm going to read it from my little book from the Empaths Oracle. Alchemizing confusion into clarity. Choosing to see life more objectively than subjectively. Analyzing what is real versus what may be a product of overthinking. Accepting what we do not need to know all the answers. Okay, we don't need to know all the answers immediately. Alchemizing feelings of confusion into clarity takes some amount of humility, bringing awareness to the emotions this card evokes. We are all called to remember that confusion is a temporary state. We cannot become attached to any experience. This card reminds us that we may not have every piece of the puzzle and reminds us to look before we leap and think before we speak. We don't need to know all the answers right away, and it's folly to think we have all the answers or can fix everything. Before examining any situation or any other person, we must examine ourselves from the most objective viewpoint possible. Breathe, meditate, write things down, take a step back, and remember that we are not our minds. It is from this point that we can calm the mental storm and enter a state of realistic problem solving. The process of creating a list of issues and potential solutions can go a long way into drawing emotional energy from the body and into a more approachable, tangible form. I mean, we need clarity. We need to really understand the entire picture. So we need to transform our mental state. So we need to see what comes up. And I mean, there's things that are drawn that we have come to our attention, and we need to take it into consideration. I mean, being too harsh with yourself doesn't help. Being too harsh with others doesn't help. Being more forgiving does help. And we have to remember that empathy can be a very good tool, assuming that you know how to use it. And maybe we have a learning curve with empathy. I mean, as far as like just being overtaken by someone else's experience and then have it affect us in a negative way. And in the beginning, we set out to be helpful and caring and loving, and somehow we get, like, overwhelmed. So we just want to have clarity, separating, ourselves from others, and not taking things too personally, and not um, having a negative experience with, situations that are just there to learn from. We have experiencing the reality of change here. Understanding that nothing in this world will last forever. Approaching life with a sense of curiosity instead of dread. Celebrating that we can create a positive echo or ripple in the world. This picture illustrates the change of the world that is reflected within us. The face in the picture has nothing static about it, but is in a constant metamorphosis. The reality of change can become part of our personality and thus teach us to live in harmony with all the laws of the universe. Every moment is the now. There is nothing that is not now. When we experience the past, it was now at that time, and all of our future experiences will be in the now, in that moment. As the ancient Greek okay, so there's in ancient Greek, it says everything flows, nothing is stagnant. It's safe to say that change is the only constant in life. It is the only thing we can truly count on. This can be approached with fear, with awe, or with a combination of the two. This card encourages you to maintain a sense of curiosity toward life. You don't know what's next, and that's okay. Rather than defaulting to a state of anxiety toward the unknown future, why not embrace it with childlike curiosity and excitement? Those who are curious about the world and the mechanics of reality often enjoy researching quantum physics and deep spiritual philosophy. As empaths, we can reflect on how the reality of change affects our emotional state of being. Thoughts influence feelings, feelings influence emotions, and emotions influence our perspectives and actions. It's both easy and accurate to say that our thoughts influence our reality. This card is an essential reminder that we co-create our realities with our thoughts. We are not merely pawns in others' games, but are additionally the architects of our perspectives and experiences. Co-creation is a complicated subject, and it's important to be realistic. This card encourages you to examine what our thoughts create reality means, including how accurate the statement is. At the very least, it is agreeable that our thoughts influence our perspectives on life and our role in this crazy game of life. The more positively we control our thoughts, the happier our existence will become. To gain a deeper understanding, slowly look back at everything around you, whether plant, animal, or mineral. This includes yourself and other humans. Think about everything you observe, including yourself, the observer. Everything will change, dissolve, die, disintegrate, and reformulate. Without becoming emotionally attached to this truth, consider how consciousness comes into play. If anything in physical reality disintegrates and reformulates, is the is this indicated of reincarnation? Asking questions such as these, as well as engaging in studies of quantum mechanics, are but a few of the things this mysterious card encourages you to investigate. I mean, yeah, change is part of life, and I mean, many people do believe in reincarnation. And honestly, there was a time where I was not believing in reincarnation. I wasn't focused on that. I was, more into the mainstream dogma that says that, there's a heaven and a hell and all that. But what about the world in between? And if there was a world in between, there would be um, the uh, the records of every lifetime. So, I mean, you think about reincarnation, and I mean, there's a chance there is an in between, and that reincarnation is real, and that energy will continue to move and evolve and break down and build up again, and people will have lifetimes of experience. So I mean, you look at life as just about change, and I mean, hopefully we are evolving and becoming better people. I mean, I know that, like with me, relating to empathy, um, I had someone tell me that I was a beginner empath. I wasn't real advanced with it. I wasn't real, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I needed to be. I wasn't as experienced as I needed to be or could be. And so someone had said to me that I was a beginner empath, and I actually got triggered, and I was actually upset listening to that. And then I realized that the concept of being a beginner with empathy was sort of true, as I was attracting these situations where I was being the empath in the situation, and people were taking advantage of me, and I was just trying to help them. And I was in trauma bonds and everything else, and I just was unaware of my empathy and what was involved in what I was doing. And people play on good people, and so there was a whole experience with me learning about how empathy can be a more empowering experience. And so I can say that I, am more aware that I can watch my boundaries and stay in my safe zone, and I don't have to be, pulled into things that could be negative for me. I can step back. I can, give things space to play out over, a period of time, or, not rushing into things. So, I mean, there is tools to, navigate in life, and, we want to be knowledgeable about what we're dealing with. And so the more we know and understand, the positive and negatives involved with, being empathetic, the more equipped we are to deal with manipulators and people that don't always have your best interest, because they just want to use your gifts and they don't necessarily care about you, and that can be hurtful to people that do want to help others and they do care about people. But some people are just using other people, you know, and then when they're done, they discard you. And, you know, that's a possibility of how you can get hurt being an empathetic person. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's always going to be what happens. So, I mean, there's a whole learning curve with empathy and, um, you know, being aware that people don't always have good intentions and they may not always be, um, you know, on the same level as you. They don't really know how to um, navigate in life. And so there's people that you're going to help that they just take advantage of you. And you have to be aware that sometimes you're helping them and they're not doing anything to help you. And so things can seem unfair, but you know, here with this reality, this card reading, we have letting go of that savior mentality. You know, you can just go with the flow. You know, ride the tides where they take you. But you don't have to go against the current. You don't have to overdo it with that savior mentality. There's no shame in taking time out for you. And having the work-life balance. You got to believe you have the time, and you got to like not sweat the small stuff. And you know, the Ten of Swords has a bigger, deeper meaning in most decks, where it's just basically saying that you've already been defeated, but you don't need to overthink it. You need to just get over it and get past it. So this is my reading. Thank you for joining me. This is my very first reading on this channel where I've been live. So I'm excited about that. Thank you for joining me. Remember, the past is leaving. So if you have negative experiences in the past, you know, that energy doesn't have to go with you into the future, and now is what matters. And put boundaries around what matters. I am worthy and deserving of setting and maintaining boundaries that serve me. So make sure you're setting boundaries that serve you. You know, pull away, do your own thing, be confident in your space. People can like it or not, but you know what? We need that space, you know, that positive space to do what we need to do and take the time to take care of ourselves in the way that we need to. All right, so thank you for sitting with me as we approach the new moon in Leo and the Kazami next week, and the Lion's Gate as we go into August. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good evening.